Okay, welcome to day 3. So today we're going to do, as a nice morning primer, some circle work through the body. So the purpose of doing some circle work is to challenge the body's known vocabulary. So we're trying to see if we can add a few exercises into a few different movement patterns into what the body might already know. See if we can extend that and stretch it a little bit. Really good for the brain to be thinking as it's moving as well. So we're going to be doing that, and it's also good to really challenge the range that our body is able to go in, so that when we get into situations which are a little bit less controlled, perhaps a little bit more chaotic, that we don't fall into injury. So our body is actually used to being used to being out of perfection, you know, not just straight up and down. It can move in a lot less linear patterns. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the ankles, and we're going to move to the hips, and then the chest, and then the head, doing some circle work. So what we want to do to start with is have the feet close together, the knees close together, have the hands on the knees. We're going to start nice and slow, doing some circles. And we gradually make these exercises a little bit deeper and deeper each time. Start slow, tiny movements, and as you do this over time, you gradually extend this a little bit lower each time. And enjoy the feeling of the ankles moving in and out, of the knees moving out of that perfect range as well. And just see how it feels. Never ever go to pain. You might feel a strain, but never go to pain. So do it so slowly that you can always correct yourself if you need. So what you'll do is 10 repetitions of circles, clockwise and anti-clockwise. That's taking care of the ankles and the knees. Now we go to the hips. So we start really small movements. If I was looking at myself from the chest upwards, you'd ideally not see much movement at all. So you want to keep yourself tall, but soft, not rigid. Small circles, 10 clockwise, 10 anti-clockwise. After that, you make them into a more global movement. So it's a big, larger frame. So you're not just moving the hips, you're integrating more of the pelvis, the lower back, the thighs, and the spine as well. So we want to gradually integrate more and more. And this is up to, as far as your imagination can stretch, is how far these movements can go as well. So you want to really maximize each part of this movement. And again, work slowly, gradually do it day after day. After the hips, we then go for the chest, and this is a little bit more challenging. So I'll do it side on to start with. The end result of what we work towards is a full T-spine circle. So from the front, we're moving our thoracic spine, not our hips, in a nice big circle. But just to get started, what we might do is focus on extending. You'll notice it's my spine moving, not my shoulders. My shoulders are moving as a result of my spine. So what I would start with is forward and back. And then you can go side to side. While the hips stay still, the ribs move from one side to the other. After you've practiced those for a couple of minutes each, you then extend forwards, back, side to side. So you make it a square to start with. Boom, 2, 3, 4. And then you gradually make it more and more circular, so that you're doing a full thoracic spine circle. After you've done that, 10 each side at least, you then go for some circles with our head. So see how the neck's feeling. Left to right. See if there's any restriction going from one side or the other. Down and up. And then gradually work your way into some circles. And one of my teachers, Ido Portal, always says to make, with mobilizations like this, make the movement thick, as in really slowly and purposefully. Not just chucking yourself as if you do a push-up or a squat. Really gradually and thoughtfully place yourself into all of these positions so you can learn a bit about what's happening with your body. 10 each side. See how your body feels from there. And then we can go for some more lateral circles. Keeping the chest up nice and tall. We want the chin ideally facing forward. And I don't do this perfect just yet, but we're all still learning. So I just want to share as much knowledge as I can. So what we want to do is forward, back, all the way around, craning your head forward, so really exaggerating these movements, and then tucking your chin in. And ideally, having the chin facing relatively forward the whole time, 10 each side. So then pretty much within 5 to 10 minutes, you've mobilized your whole body into doing something different than what it's used to. So I hope you enjoy.